Shit. Mike Knox. Best damn show on the radio. You don't like it? Keep listening. Yo, it's a Saturday, I'm home, 6:30 chillin', surfing the internet to see what I'm feeling, laying on Blog Talk, see what they dealing. Came across the barbershop, stepped into the building. Real life sports talk, real entertainment. Mike Knox really keep his ear into the pavement. Finger on the pulse of the industry, save it. You don't like the way brag, you ain't gotta say shh. Listen anyway, every Thursday, him and Corey G, tell him what you tripping on any day. Barbershop mixed with talk show, there we go. Give you the best damn show on the radio. $1 million audience meets with your favorite host. $1 million connection, feel the force. Most electric, most eclectic. Listen to the shows where the pros expected. 2 shows a week with an A-class guest list. The best damn show on the radio. Check this. The best damn show on the radio. Yo, it's the best damn show on the radio. Yo, it's the best damn show on the radio. Yo, it's the best damn show on the radio. Yo, it's the best damn show on the radio. Yo, it's the best damn show on the radio. Yo, it's the best damn show on the radio. Yo, it's the best damn show in radio.
It feels like you're back with the best damn show in radio. And people, like I said to you before, listen, this is the summer of wrestling, people, as we end the summer off the way that it should be ended. We have brought you Rikishi. We brought you Gangrel. We brought you Smith Hart. We brought you Shag Gaspar. You name it, the best damn show on radio, the A-list. The show the pros listen to. This ain't your mama's show. This ain't that show down the street that say they got a guest and they got something stuck up there. Oop, I'm just saying, you're in the barbershop. So do me a favor. Stand on your feet for Ernest, the Cat Miller!
Brother.
What is going on, Ernest, the Cat?
Hey, what's right, man? Now, things are great, man. I like that introductory. I like that, man. I need to bring you, so every time I walk into my house, I need you to introduce me like that to my family.
Hey, the Price is Right might not to do it. What's going on with you, sir?
Man, things are great with me. And I'd like to thank you guys for having me here.
I'd like to thank you for, answering my messages, my calls. I appreciate it. You're a very good, down-to-earth brother. I know your time is short with us tonight. It's Saturday night. I always tell people that's one of the hardest time to get guests. It's Saturday. It's 7 o'clock. Everybody's out doing something besides being in the house. So I do appreciate you for being here with us today. Real fast, I got to ask you this because I've been wanting to ask you this since I watched you, coming up. Do you still got them red shoes?
I keep a pair of red shoes, brother. I keep a pair of red shoes.
I'm just saying, James Brown said you're the best dancer you ever seen.
Hey, James Brown gave me the red shoes. He said, listen, Cat, I don't deserve these red shoes. I want to give them to the best dancer. You know I'm a better dancer than James Brown, too. You knew that, right?
Listen, my father loved James Brown. So in honor of my daddy, I know that he liked you when you were doing your thing. I have to say my daddy. Let me say my father. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead. We know where you come from. It's your daddy.
So, listen. A lot of things have been happening for you lately. What are you doing today? Are you still trying to? Are you still in the business? Or you moved on to other things? Let the people know what Ernest is doing today.
I've always been involved in a lot of things. Even before wrestling, I was involved in the martial arts.
Right.
I was involved in the foundation. I have a foundation, the Children and Teenager Foundation, working with kids. So, those things are still going on. And every now and then, depends on where and who I'm working with, who asks for me, and how much money they want to pay me. I do some wrestling stuff. I may sign autographs and stuff. I don't get in the ring much.
Okay.
But, I got a couple of things going on. I just read for a part in the new Expendable 2, which is going to be a martial arts movie. So
I read that.
I still got some things going on, man. I was also signed to play George Foreman about 2 years ago, and that's still on the table. It's still on the table. So I got things in the TV business, the movie business, and, outside the martial arts. And, of course, I'm still giving back and working with kids.
Well, you know what? I love an interview that can give me a segue to my next question. When I know that you read 2 years ago for that role, I honestly got to say this without, some people think, oh, I'm not kissing your ass. Let me just say that. I think no one can play George Foreman better than you.
Well, you know what? I can do George Foreman, but, I wish I could have done Muhammad Ali. That would have been a better fit for me.
What do you think about Will? What do you think about Will Smith in that role?
You know what? Will Smith, I went there, I think it's Overbrook, his company, and his company knew exactly who I was when I walked in. They said, we love you around here. You're a good, you're a good Muhammad Ali.
Uh-huh.
So, hey, with that kind of respect, mutual respect, I got the same thing with him. We're doing this thing out there in L.A.,
Hey, listen, I love Big Willie, no broke back. Now, you spoke about your foundation for the kids. I'll be very interested in maybe you can send us some information so the best damn show radio can write a check to your foundation. And we like to do things for the community, especially here in Delaware as well, just to give back because I'm a big fan of, we got to get these kids into doing things. I was out today, and these kids don't have nothing to do these days no more. They're out of the centers, so any kind of program that can help them. So what does your foundation actually, do to help? My kids really right now, it's not money that we need. I know that sounds kind of funny because it seems like everybody asking for money. So my foundation is not money working with kids. It's matching kids up with careers and people that are in those careers that can kind of drive and guide these kids and kind of influence them in a way that they may want to become, Mike. They might want to become you in years. So it'll be good to have one of the kids on your show to talk to them and just be your co-host or something like that. So that's what my foundation is. My foundation is more about giving to kids and we got all the money we need. Right. Any time for that. And exactly what you said. It's funny. I was talking to one of my family members today, and you know how the world is. All the kids now want jobs. They just want the money for the now. And I'm telling them because I love them like I love my own children. Don't worry about a job. You need to get a career.
A career. And that's what I tell you, man. That's what I tell you, and I tell even my kids, man. My kids are in the college playing basketball. I got 2 basketball players in my family, so go figure. I played pro football, but these guys
right.
had to go and play basketball.
But you All-American. You All-American. Yeah. They go play the other sport.
Yeah, but you know what? They're pretty good in it, and one major in psychology and the other one biology, and they straight A students. They athletic, but at the same time, they was able to. I was able to give them something that my parents didn't have the money at that time to give me. I was able to put them through the best education, the best school, and and get them prepared for this moment. Because I know they're going to want to go to college, but at the same time, let's go with their education too. Don't just go to play basketball or play football, whatever you choose. Exactly. Go ready to make a career.
You got to, because at the end of the day, none of it's promised to you. But at least if you have your education to fall back on, you don't have to have your limbs. You don't have to have your limbs and your ability to be great at something. I love that point. Now, like I said, I know our time is short. I want to move through this very quickly. Sorry, guys, who I normally take my things slow, like I like doing it with my woman, but unfortunately, we can't do that.
Hey, that ain't what she said.
Now, I want to go back a little bit into the movie role. You did the film The Wrestler. A lot of people thought this was a very accurate rendition of what actually happens in the indie scene and on your way to the business. Can you give us a little bit of an insight? How accurate was this to bring to real life, get into the business, and how did you?
You know what? I have to kind of go against that. When people say this is how wrestlers are. Me being a pro wrestler, I never had that problem.
I thought the
I've
same.
never used drugs. I've never used drugs. I've never been hooked on. I've never been astray from my family. With the money that wrestling gave me more time to spend with my family. So, I couldn't say that this kind of depicts, what wrestling is all about. Now, you got that kind of career. You got some of these people in all wards in different careers, So,
right.
I mean, to me, it was just a job, and it was one good story. It may fit somebody. Hell, it may fit somebody in your household. You never know.
You know what? When I saw the movie, I liked it a lot. I really did. But I was telling my wife, I said, that's not exactly accurate. I've known people in the like you just said, somebody out there did that, but everybody didn't. So it got a lot of mixed reviews from other wrestling people out there that thought that was legitimate. Just my opinion. I've only been commentary. I've only been interviews in the backstage, Gene Oakland kind of a thing. So I can only speak from my side. I never seen that happen. And then, but how was it working with Mickey Rourke and those guys on the wrestler? How was that experience?
Man, I tell you, it was great, and it was great because they looked at me as a talent. They looked at me as someone who could have something to give, So I didn't just walk on there. And as you know, I put together the matches. I put together some of the verbiage. I helped write the script because I've been out in L.A. and involved in the movie making. So, Darren, Mickey, we still friends. We still talk. They called me and told me about the movie. He was getting ready to do the Black Swan. He just said, listen, and he was up front. He just said, we working on something after the Black Swan, but, it's going to be hard to find something for a 6'3", 280-pound black guy in a ballet movie. So he said, but you part of the family, so we want you working with us on the next project. So, it was good, man. I had a great time with it. And something that was interesting? The production guys, the camera guys, after the whole thing was over, there was a lot of little small spots in there for wrestlers, real wrestlers,
Wow.
And the camera guys kind of told me when we kind of interacted with in different parts with other actors, they said, hey, man, the wrestlers, man, really blowing the actors away. I said, what you mean? He said, they're more like on key than the actors. So to me, that was something good to hear, to hear that, all the work we put in to, we can stand on our own, too, against actors. So, you're seeing more and more wrestlers today, coming forward and, going into movies and TV. So that was a good thing to hear.
To me, I think they kind of go hand in hand, Now, let me turn attention a little bit to wrestling. Are you watching wrestling today still? Do you follow much?
I'm going to be honest. I don't follow much. I don't follow it much. I kind of look at YouTube and watch some of the old stuff on there, the NWA, the Ernest lads, and the Dusty Rhodes, and back in the days. But today, man, it's a little hard to follow now. If you miss 1 week of wrestling, it's not like you can come and catch up on the next week because the storylines are so different now. So I don't watch it like I used to.
So there's so at this point in time, there's no one so there's no comment on this big whole uproar of pipe bombs being dropped by, Phil Brooks. They call him CM Punk, but he's a friend to the program. We call him Phil on here. So no opinion about how Phil Brooks allegedly has changed the wrestling business.
You know what, man? If he changing the business by himself, hopefully for the good, so everybody will eat and get paid, So I haven't watched him, so I can't really, speak about that a lot. And but more power to him if he's doing that great in it.
Okay. Now, I got a question coming in from off the Twitter here. Miss Jackie, she nasty. Miss Jackie Pink Panties said that you were one of her favorite dancers back in the day. Can she get a shout out to Miss Jackie Pink Panties? And can you say, call my mama? I just asked the question. Stay right on.
That's a little kind of strange to be talking about Pink Panties and calling my mama. So I just tell her, I hope she look good in those pink panties, Miss Jackie. How's that?
I hope she ain't rotund. How about that? Don't be nothing against the big girls. It's okay, Monique. You're just not my type.
Ain't nothing wrong with. And no, hey, the cat love the big women. So I'm telling you, I love a big woman, baby. Winter time is coming. I need somebody to warm me up, baby.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Everybody need a little tenderness, as they say. Also, Ernest, now, before you go, and I do appreciate you for joining us. I thank you very much for joining us. What is next for Ernest, the Cat Miller? Can we see you maybe, so you're not back in wrestling. You got the movies coming up. What are you working on right now that you want the world to know? Because trust me, this is the show the pros listen to.